Atoms are the smallest stable units of matter. They are composed of subatomic particles, only 3 of which are important for understanding the basic chemical properties of matter. You need to know where each subatomic particle is found within the atom and whether it has a positive charge, a negative charge, or no charge. You also should be able to determine the number of each subatomic particles given the information found on a periodic table of elements. Protons have a positive electrical charge. Neutrons are electrically neutral, which means that they are uncharged, and electrons have a negative charge. Atoms can be subdivided into the nucleus and the electron cloud. The nucleus of an atom lies at its center. The nucleus contains 1 or more protons, and it may also contain neutrons. The mass of an atom is primarily determined by the number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus. The electrons in the atom whirl around the nucleus, creating an electron cloud. One reason that an electron tends to remain in orbit around the nucleus is because the negatively charged electron is attracted to the positively charged proton. The attraction between the opposite electrical charges is an example of an electrical force and is referred to as the electronegativity of an atom. Electrons are often shown in a fixed orbit around the nucleus, like in this image here, but they are constantly moving or orbiting around the nucleus. From the periodic table of elements, we are able to determine how many protons, how many electrons, and how many neutrons are in an atom. Each element has its own chemical symbol, which is 1 or 2 letters of its name. The name can either be its English name or its Latin or Greek name. For example, the chemical symbol for oxygen is O, which is easy enough to remember, but the chemical symbol for iron is Fe. Fe comes from the Latin name ferrum. The number of protons in an atom is known as the atomic number, which is either in the top left corner or the top middle above an element's chemical symbol. An element's atomic number will never change. The number of protons in an atom is what determines what unique element it is. For example, hydrogen will always have an atomic number of 1, which means it has 1 proton. Oxygen always has an atomic number of 8, so it has 8 protons. The mass number found below the chemical symbol represents the number of protons added to the number of neutrons. Sometimes you will see a decimal number rather than a whole number. If this is the case, then just round up or round down to get the atomic mass number. Then subtract the atomic number and you will end up with the number of neutrons. For example, look at this image showing the information found on the periodic table for sodium. Sodium has an atomic number of 11, which means it has 11 protons. Below the chemical symbol, we see a number, 22.98976928. This is the atomic mass. Round up to 23 to get the atomic mass number. Now, subtract 11 from 23 to get the number of neutrons. 23 minus 11 equals 12, so sodium has 12 neutrons. Remember, the mass number, which equals the number of protons, will never change for a single element, but atoms of a single element can differ in the number of neutrons. Atoms whose nuclei contain the same number of protons, but different numbers of neutrons, are called isotopes. Other than knowing the definition of an isotope, you do not need to worry about learning specific isotopes for atoms in this class. Atoms normally contain equal numbers of protons and electrons. We will discuss atoms that lose or gain electrons in a separate video, but for the purpose of figuring out how many electrons are in an atom, given the information from a periodic table, the number of electrons will equal the number of protons. So, if we look again at sodium, we see that it has an atomic number of 11, which means that it has 11 protons. Since we assume that the number of protons and electrons are equal for an atom, then sodium would also have 11 electrons. This table shows the relative contribution of the main elements that make up the human body, from the most abundant at the top of the table to the least abundant. It is no surprise that oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen are the top three elements, since much of the body is composed of water, which is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Carbon is also found in all of the organic molecules that make up the body, and that I will discuss in other videos. Trace elements are also shown in this table, and they are found in the body in very small amounts. Although trace elements are found in small quantities in the body, they are still important for normal functioning and for maintaining human life. For example, iodine is a trace element that is needed to make thyroid hormone, which is essential for cellular metabolism. In fact, it is so important that it has been added to salt to form iodized salt that will ensure that we get the iodine that we need. Another trace that is necessary for normal functioning is iron, since it is needed for blood cell formation.